Segment is sponsored by Altabank. The start of the new year is the perfect time to take control of your finances. And Judd with Altabank is here to give us all the tips we need to set ourselves up for success. Judd, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So excited to have you here. Every year I say I'm going to work on my finances, but then I don't. So first, talk to us about your main message for our viewers.
Yeah, when a new year rolls around, a lot of people are thinking about resolutions. It's not necessarily something you have to set a resolution for, but sometimes we put our finances on auto drive and we don't really look at it, and expenses can creep up on us. We can get a little lazy on how we're managing it, and so it's a great time to step in and say, what do I want my money to do for me and how can I make it work better?
Perfect advice. So what are specific details or expertise can you share that relates to helping with our personal finances? Let's start with a budget.
Yeah, a budget's a great place to start, and end of year with 2025, you can kind of look back, and that's a place we really recommend people start with their budget is, what did I do last year? And if it's overwhelming to look at a whole year of how you spent your money, maybe look at 2 or 3 months and see, where's my money going? Are those places that I still want to have it go? And how could I do that better? And then you can set a vision for what you have coming in the next year, and you can start to allocate, how am I gonna spend that? If you got a little raise at the start of the year, where's that money going to go? Are you going to go eat at a great restaurant once a week, or are you going to put that towards savings and make that work for you that way?
All right, tiny steps to help you with money. What about managing expenses? How can we do better with that?
Yeah, really it's about paying attention to those expenses. I don't know if anybody else has done this, but I certainly have, where there's a show you want to watch, so you subscribe to a streaming service.
Yes,
yeah, we've
all been there.
And then 3 years later, you've paid $300 for that movie you wanted to watch. And so it's good to review those expenses and see, is that still something that I'm using even? And can I get rid of that? And then what do you want to have with those expenses? Look at your rent, your mortgage, whatever that is, and then budget down from there of things that you want your money to do. And then is there something you want to be saving for, a vacation? Do you want to pay debt off? Do you have a life event coming up, or are you expecting a baby or someone going to college, and then say, how can we make that work with the budget we have?
Amazing. So what do we do if we want to build an emergency fund? Because this is so important to have, it's just hard to build.
Yeah, with any expense that you're trying to change your behavior, look at the little steps you can take to get there. Sometimes it could be overwhelming of, how do I get 3 to 6 months of expense saved up for an emergency fund? But if you do that a little at a time and say, if I save $20 a week or $100 every month, and you can automate that with transfers from your bank into a savings account dedicated for that purpose, you can start to feel like you're winning, and then you can build some momentum for your future success. And then once you have 3 to 6 months, it's what else can I do to invest my money better?
Just those tiny, tiny steps. What tools does Altabank have to help us?
Yeah, we have a lot of online tools. Mobile banking is a great tool that everybody loves, to be able to monitor what they're doing, pay attention, make sure they're staying within their budget there. But one of the great things that I think people maybe not realize is we've got locations from Preston, Idaho to St. George, Utah, and 23 really convenient places. You could go talk to a banker and say, hey, I'm trying to do this. What ideas do you have? Maybe we could set up a dedicated account for a specific purpose that you have. And then if you go to altabank.com, in the top right corner, there's an education button. It's open to everybody to register, and there's some courses that you can expand your education in finance and learn about things. That's just a great tool to say, maybe I don't even know where to get started or how to start a budget. And we can help teach you about that.
All right, I love it. As someone who struggles with finances, this has been so helpful. Judd, thank you so much for being with us today.
It was great to be here. Thank you.